Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Streamer Thought Podcast, where thoughts flow and ideas stick. It's your host, Jasmine. And, you know, it's literally it's not even summer yet officially, because summer doesn't start until June 20th, I believe, but it is hot as hell outside. Like, I am a summer baby. My birthday is in August, but I genuinely do not like to be hot. I think I'm allergic to the heat, to be honest, because it definitely makes me itch and I might start breaking out. But 90 degrees is just too much for me. Like, it's humid, there's no shade. I just cannot. So recently, I did one of my favorite things that I always like to do. When I have a day off or when I just have free time and I want to decompress, I go to Hobby Lobby. So the other day I went to Hobby Lobby and I was like, oh, they only gonna have like spring, summer stuff, maybe I'll look at some plants, but I won't get anything because that's not really my vibe. But I just like to go in there just because it's just like my favorite thing to do. So I go in there and when I tell you on aisle 3, there was pumpkins. There were pumpkins, there were tablescapes, and look, different people have different opinions, but I honestly was so excited just to see fall inspired things because fall is my favorite season of the year and I just like the leaves. I just like being cozy and in pumpkin spice. I like everything about fall. And so I really was loving it in Hobby Lobby the other day. And I overheard some other ladies in there and they were like, you know what, they really do rush the seasons in here. And I was like, girl, I appreciate it. Okay. Because what are you really doing in summer besides sweating everything out? Like everything is sweating. You took a shower in the morning and by lunchtime, everything has sweat and you need to take another shower. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Like I feel like a week or two, maybe two, that's stretching it, of summer. You wear your bathing suit, you're cute, you go to the pool, go to the beach, lounge, wear your little shorts, whatever is cute. But after that, I'm done. After that, I need to be it doesn't have to be winter. It just needs to be like cool. Like I need a little breeze. I need to not be trying to find the shade. I need the shade to already be here. And for me to be able to like relax. I can't relax in the heat. I can only just like go crazy because I'm like, oh, everything is hot. But yeah. So that was a really good day for me. I was so excited. And that was the first aisle I saw, but there were many other aisles. And I was like, that is why this is my favorite store. This is the best place to be. I love this place. Still didn't get anything. But yeah, I definitely took pictures and videos of things that I want to get when the fall season starts. And that same day, because I swear, like, and I think I'm pretty sure I said this before in other episodes, like Google and Siri, they be listening for sure. Because right after I left Hobby Lobby, um, I went on Google and it was something on there that said, light your fall candles and put up your fall signs and drink your pumpkin spice lattes because it's whatever season you want it to be. And I was like, oh, that's me, because in my mind, it would always be fall. In my mind, it's November, the leaves are changing, it's about to be the holidays. Um, that that's like my favorite thing, in my favorite season. But yeah, so and I also went to Home Goods, which is another, they're kind of up there with Hobby Lobby, but they're more expensive. And the thing about Hobby Lobby is they got like sales every single day. And it's like 70% off sales. And it's like, how could you not? How could you not buy something at Hobby Lobby? Home Goods, however, is not really like that, but I still go there just to see like what they have. And sometimes I pick up things, sometimes I don't, because I'm like, I could probably go to Hobby Lobby and get this for cheaper. I'm all about the sales. As I get older, I'm all about being frugal. And I feel like when I was younger, I was definitely not like super excited to go to Hobby Lobby, but now as an adult, it's the best thing. And I can make a whole day out of it. But anyway, back to Home Goods. I went in there and I was not impressed. And this was after Hobby Lobby. After I was blown away by Hobby Lobby, I went into Home Goods and I was like, you know, this is something. I mean, it's kind of messy. Like I'm not really sure who dropped the ball with the stocking and stuff, but it literally looks like a warehouse and stuff was just thrown around. And so I couldn't really find things. It just was too much stuff and it was not organized. So I think they probably need to do better. The location that I went to, at least now, I don't know if they're all like that, but yeah. But I did get some ideas on like what I would want in my home, when the time comes. But yeah, so that was the main thing that was really on my mind today. But another thing that I was thinking about, I saw, I think it was either a part of the devotional or somebody mentioned it to me. And it was, is God responsible for your losses? And I was like, that is a really interesting question because I know a lot of times that saying, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, which is true. God is always good. But I think that we as people, and me too, we tend to praise God more when good things happen and never really in the bad. When I think that the whole point is to lean on God more and know that God is with you in your bad times and will get you through the bad times. But I think that people in general can have the tendency to question God more when things aren't good. And I definitely did that as well. I don't do it now because I feel like I've grown from that and I've learned from that. Um, and I'll tell you how I learned from that. So back in the day, because I've been through some things, and I definitely was like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why are people doing this? And why? I don't deserve this. I am a good person, blah, blah, blah. And so I was questioning God a lot. I was just so unsure, and I don't want to say I didn't have any faith in him, but I just I had some doubt. I was doubting whether or not this was supposed to be the life that I was supposed to have, because bad things were happening, and bad things don't happen to good people. Like God would never do that. So am I a good person or am I a bad person? So I was questioning God and I was questioning myself. Um, but and I think that God speaks to people in different ways. But I think that he spoke to me in those moments. And I, especially being younger and being naive, I was not listening to God. Like God was always there and he was always talking to me. I just wasn't always paying attention to him. I wasn't always receiving it. And so I was doing stupid things. I was, um, you know, entertaining people I shouldn't have been entertaining. I was um, spending time with people, especially men that are only supposed to be were only supposed to be in my life for a season, but I kept them there too long. Like they weren't meant to be there that long. And so, but God was always there. And I think God was probably waiting for me to come back to him. God was waiting for me to wake up and realize, like, hey, you are actually all I need. And this man or this person that doesn't treat me right could never compare to you. And I don't know why I'm trying to get or pull something out of him that he can never give me and that only you can give me. So, yeah. And I think this is how I imagine God's voice is talking to me. Like a dad. So I feel like I feel like back then he was like, look, okay, I'm telling you what to do and you're not listening. So I'm gonna let you mess up and you're gonna come back to me because you are my child. And so, and I did. And I always went back to God because God always knew what was best for me. Um, so yeah, that was when I was younger, but I feel like I've definitely grown from that. And I also had this like, and maybe I still kind of do to some extent in certain situations, but I definitely did when I was younger. Like the idea of wanting everything to be perfect. Um, and that brings me back to that question: is God responsible for your losses? So nowhere in the Bible does it say your life will be perfect. And that's something that I had to realize. Like, nowhere in the Bible does it say that. And so I think God in his fatherly voice was telling me, hey, look, I never told you that this life was going to be easy. I told you that you would have a life, but I never told you that you wouldn't have hardships, that you wouldn't have hard times, that you wouldn't deal with um, hard things or people that didn't agree with you or upset you. Or I never said that to you. But and even in the Bible, it says, there will be times in so many words. I don't know the exact thing, but in so many words that you will have obstacles that you'll have to overcome. That's just life, right? But that God will always be there. He will be there through all of it. And so I think that was kind of like a wake up call. Like, yeah, he never did tell me that this was supposed to be perfect. So I got this idea in my mind that it's supposed to be, but I made that up. I made that up. So, and the whole like, oh, well, why me? Why me? Why me? Well, why not me? You know, I feel like with the things that I had been through, you know, in my early 20s and maybe mid 20s, late teens, um, I had that question a lot, like the why me question. And I remember, I think I was in therapy or something, and my therapist was like, it was all of that was rough, and, don't wish it on anybody, but it was everything. You could take everything as a lesson learned, right? And if it wasn't that situation, it would have been something else that you had to learn from. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that now. Like back then, I was like, no, this is not it. But the more time went on, the more I grew, the more I matured. I was like, you know what? That's true. Because I learned so much from these experiences that weren't good. And they made me a better person. And so, yeah, I think God speaks to me in many different ways, but I think that he literally spoke to me when I don't know how old I probably was, like 25 or something like that. And it was like a slap in the face. Like, girl, your ideas or your ideology of what you think life is supposed to be is not actually how life will be for you. Um, but as long as you have faith in me, I will bring you through. And so that just carried me. And it made me think of that question this morning: is God responsible for your losses? I think that God is responsible for everything. God makes the good happen, and God never promised you that everything was going to be good. God never promised you that it would be easy, but he promised you that he would be there. And so I think that is just super interesting. Sometimes I do devotionals every single day, but and a lot of them resonate with me. But some of them I just feel like I just got to talk about. I got to get them out because it's like, wow, that one really stuck with me. That one really stuck with me. And God is a miracle worker. Like, if you pray to God for something and then it comes true, the next day. That there's no other, and I was saying this to somebody else jokingly but also serious, and I was like, I don't understand how anybody can be an atheist, because how do you explain these things? How do you explain these literal miracles that happen? If not God, then who? You prayed about it, or maybe if you're an atheist, maybe you didn't pray about it. I don't know what you did. I don't know what they do, but I know they don't believe in God. But how do you explain it? Do you just say it can't be explained? Like, what do you do? And so to me, that's wild, because I also feel like it gives you a sense of security to believe in a higher being, knowing that there's a higher power that is in control of everything, that makes the world go round, that you can pray to, and miracles can happen. Like, doesn't it give you a sense of security, a sense of safety? Well, it does for me, at least, just knowing that. So I don't know what an atheist leans on, and I don't really want to know, or care to know, but I just find that interesting. Another topic that is totally, well, maybe not that random. The whole point of this podcast is to be random. But I've been watching this show lately called Mobland. I forgot what it's on. Um, is it Apple TV, Peacock, Paramount, one of those streaming services? And that's a whole other thing. There's a whole bunch of streaming services, and people get them, and it's like, you think that, oh, this is gonna be cheaper than cable, blah blah blah. But if you get every streaming service, it's definitely not cheaper than cable. So you might as well just like get cable. And then there are some people that have cable and all of these streaming services, and it's like, you're crazy. But there's a streaming service for everything. Anyway, back to Mobland. um I don't remember what the guy's real name is, and this could be totally wrong. Tom Hardy? I don't know, but he plays Venom, and he was like the villain in another like superhero movie. Anyway, I like his acting, but he is basically like a psychopath in the show. Not gonna give the whole show away. It's a really good show. And I would highly recommend it. I think they were already renewed for a second season, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, it's like a crime family, and he's like the hitman, but he's crazy. The whole family is crazy, but he's very loyal to them. He will do anything for them, whatever they ask. And yeah, it's some surprising things in it, some like cliffhangers, and then it ends kind of crazy. But yeah, highly recommend that show. I genuinely like shows that are like that. Like, I don't know, I like crime shows, or shows like Hitman and stuff. Another show that is gonna come, I'm pretty sure, and if it didn't, and if I'm wrong about this, that it didn't get renewed, then that's wild, because they should definitely renew the show. The Day of the Jackal. That show, top 10, maybe even top 5. Like, I love that show. He was a hitman as well, and he was really good at his job, and they didn't catch him until the very end, but he still got away. He still got away. And I think they renewed it. So, but I love that show. But yeah, those were some of the things that I thought I really needed to talk about this week. And like I said before in the last episode, I think I'm gonna move this to every 2 weeks, because it just, honestly, like, I feel like I just was putting way too much pressure on myself to do this every week, and then I would get upset that I couldn't commit to it every week, and then it would be like a month, and it's like, girl, you were way behind. So I feel like 2 weeks gives me the time, to get my thoughts together, to actually make the time to sit down on a couch, on a chair, to have a conversation. Um, so yeah, every 2 weeks I think is good for me. Um, but I really need to do better with scheduling it, as well as probably responding and stuff on on social media. Like, I do realize that I need to make some improvements. So that I'm going to be working on as well. But yeah, thank you all for listening. And this episode, the video version will be on YouTube, the Stream of Thought podcast, as well as on Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts, the audio. And yeah, thank you guys for listening and see you in 2 weeks.